Hi guys, and welcome to Jab and Move with your host Steven, and we will be talking about the biggest and best boxing card in modern history. We're going to be going through it now, fight by fight, who I think is going to be winning, taking those predictions before the big fight night on Saturday. So we're going to break it into two parts. Part one, very quickly we're going through the three fights, which will be Kabayel versus Zhang, Ortiz versus Madrimov, and also we'll be looking at Callum Smith versus Buatsi. There will be a mention of the Schofield Stevenson fight as well, but obviously as we know that has changed recently, well as of today. So going through it very quickly, Kabayel versus Zhang, that is interesting. It's going to be one for me personally that I think will surprise a few people. And Kabayel is a really good fighter, and we've seen that against Sanchez in the previous fight. He laid it on him, he put real good combos together, he was fast, and he was able to give that absolute power in his punches. But for me personally, I think Zhang has the X factor. Yes, he has one mode when it comes to movement, and when it comes to pure speed, he is not the most athletic, and he is not the most energetic around the ring, but he is an absolute bulldozer. Hence the name Big Bang Zhang. And I think that's what's going to tell in the end in this fight. I think power will come into this in the end. I think Kabayel, he'll give it his absolute best. I don't think he's going to have enough to fight off the pure power of Zhang. So for me personally, I'm going to go for Zhang. I'm going to put my absolute nail to the wall here and go round 8 knockout, Zhang against Kabayel, which again, an amazing fight. All of these are amazing fights. Next one I'll go for is Virgil Ortiz versus Madrimov. Now, Ortiz is a very good fighter. We've seen him in the previous one, which was one of the, I'm not going to try and pronounce the name so far I get it wrong, but the previous fight, it was one of the fights of the year against the Ukrainian, I believe it was. But a phenomenal fight. But again, he showed his strengths and his weaknesses. His strengths is he is like, dry as a bunny. He just goes and goes and goes. He did not stop for the entire fight. He's got an engine that is ridiculous, and he has really good power and combo speed. But he did show his weakness. His defensive IQ is not the best, and I think this is where again he will fall down. Now Madrimov, his previous fight against Crawford, there was no shame in losing that. A lot of people would say in his previous fight actually he beat Crawford, and it was very close, and they thought it was more a little bit of a robbery on that side. Now personally for me, I think Crawford just edged it, but Madrimov made an amazing account of himself. And again, against Ortiz, he will put it on him. He will let him just, come in. Ortiz will come straight away. He'll start throwing the punches. He'll start putting the pressure on him and being the aggressor. And I think Madrimov will pick him off as he goes along. He will stay compact. He will stay defensively strong. And he will find, like he did with Crawford, the jabs, the angles to nullify Ortiz and weaken him before potentially stopping him. And another thing is, Madrimov, for the actual weight it is huge compared to Ortiz. When you see the guys stand together for the weight, he is a big guy and a very powerful guy. So I think that will tell as well. For me personally, I think this one will be a little bit earlier than the Zhang one. I don't see this one going the full distance. I'm going to go for a round 6 knockout win by Madrimov against Ortiz. Let me know what you think on that one, guys. And the next fight I want to go through, Callum Smith versus Buatsi. Now this one's interesting for me. A lot of people I feel are writing off Callum Smith quite a lot and going for the up and comer, even though he's been around for quite a while now, in Buatsi. Now Buatsi's a good fighter, but we've seen in quite a few of his previous fights, I don't feel he has that killer instinct. I don't feel he is going to take it to the next level with his ability. And I could be absolutely wrong, but for me personally, I just don't think he will climb that next level over the next few fights. It might take a bit longer for him. Whereas with Callum Smith, we know he's won world titles, he's been there, he's done it. He's an experienced pro. And he's only lost 2 fights, obviously to Canelo and Beterbiev. And let's be honest, that Beterbiev against Callum Smith was the best Beterbiev I think we've ever seen. It was ridiculous. So for me, I don't think this is going to fear Smith at all. Obviously he comes with huge pedigree. He's got all the records it is. And I think people are really underestimating him as a fighter in this fight. I think they're going for the up-and-comer in Buatsi, and I think that's a mistake. Me personally, I think Callum Smith actually outboxes Buatsi here. I think he boxes smart, he is more aggressive, and I think he gets the cleaner and more damaging punches throughout the fight. So for me personally, I'm going to go for a Callum Smith win. I don't think this one will be a knockout. I think this will go to the end, and I think he'll win by unanimous decision on points, but he will be quite clear ahead by a couple of rounds, I think, in the end, by the end of the fight. But that's my prediction. Let me know what you think. And finally, just want to go through the Stevenson versus Schofield fight, which I actually thought I was looking forward to. And I was going to put Schofield as personally would be my biggest surprise this boxing card in terms of what he would do. I think he would trouble Stevenson an awful lot, and I think he would definitely put him in the realms of potentially this could be a real big struggle and potential defeat for him. I don't think that would have been the case. I think he would have climbed through it, and I think Shuker in the end would have made his way through the fight and won by potentially a round, maybe like I say a 115, 113, that sort of decision. But again, Schofield would have been really amazing to watch. I think he would have surprised a few, and for the, novice boxing people who are going to watch it for the pure card itself and some of the heavyweights, he would have been a real big surprise for them. But like I said, the new opponent hasn't been announced just yet, I don't believe. But whoever it will be, and obviously Shuker Stevenson, especially with the build-up and everything to it, I still think he'll be obviously a huge favourite. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Like I said, we'll round it up very quickly. I'm going for Zhang, 8th round knockout. I'm going for Madrimov against Ortiz for a 6th round knockout. Callum Smith to win on points. And Shuker Stevenson, whoever his opponent to be, to take it forward and win the fight. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you're thinking ahead of the biggest boxing card to date and the one that's going to start the boxing season off. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I look forward to taking your thoughts and hearing from you. Take care. Bye.